Hi guys, welcome back to my makeup channel. I have two parts to this video. First is basically I'm gonna explain you how I do my face foundation routine with contour and bronzing, and the second is eyeshadow look. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it, and if you want to know how to achieve this look, stay tuned and keep watching. Hey guys, I know I look really weird with my brows done, but once we're done with the video, I'll look completely fine, I promise. So first I'm going to be using the primer. Now, using a primer is really necessary, number one, to make your makeup last throughout the day, and in case you have pores, you know, big pores, large pores, to make the size of your pores look smaller. So today I'm using the Porefessional primer. This simply helps to make my makeup look much more radiant because I have, you know, we don't want our pores to be shown. So I'm applying this only on my T-zone where I really have pores and nowhere else. It's no point putting the rest of your face if your pores don't peek out through. Next, I'm gonna go in with foundation, and today I'm using my Too Faced. I'm using Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I'm in the shade Natural Beige. Now, there are two ways of applying foundation. One is with the beauty blender, and other one is with any ordinary, any buffing brush that you like to. I personally like using a beauty blender simply because sometimes when you get overload with the foundation on your face, it helps taking the excess product from your face and really leaving a really moisturized and natural finish. By natural, I don't mean no foundation. Alright, so I'm gonna have about 2 pumps of this on my face. Just gonna blend. Now, when you're using a beauty blender, the tip for it is basically just patting it lightly, because sometimes if you're gonna rub it, it's just gonna take away the point of actually using a beauty blender. So pat it. So once you pat, it's basically gonna distribute and give you the coverage you want to, as well as it's gonna look really natural and not leave you with a cakey face. Also, you can always go in and add some more because you're using a beauty blender. It's, you don't have to worry about looking too cakey because, like I said, it's always gonna help you take away the excess product. So now I need a little coverage on my huge zit. So I'm gonna apply some here on my tan marks and on my forehead. Now very gently tap it. Get it? See? It just helps you, give you a full coverage. Very, I'm barely touching my skin, so you see, it's giving me the coverage I want, yet taking away the excess product. Next step is basically to moisturize your lips. You can actually do it with your skincare routine, but I forgot. So always apply a lip balm to your lips before starting off your makeup, because by the end of the video your lips won't be cracky and dry and flaky, especially if you're gonna use a matte lipstick. You don't want those crack lines to be shown. Next step is highlighting and contouring. So I shade light KatVonD palette. Now, if you normally see, it has all that white stuff, but I got this stuff really long back ago, probably when it just came out. I got this, and at first I wasn't really sure how to use it and stuff, but eventually I learned, and this is one of the best contour palettes that you can get out there. By contour palettes, I mean the powder ones. I know it's really dirty and stuff, but these are really pigmented and buttery. So you really need the tiniest amount. And as you can see, the yellow color have already hit the pants, so it's a good purchase. It's pricey, but it's really worth it. So I usually use this for my highlighting and contour. And days where I want to look bronzy, extra bronzy, because I personally like that every day. But on days where I really want to look extra bronzy, I use my Maybelline contour stick. I think it's called foundation stick. It's the Maybelline Fit Me foundation stick, right? And I use it in the shade 355. That is coconut mocha, I think. Whoop. Okay, so I just take this and on my perimeter of my face, I apply it there. Everywhere I want to look bronzed. So yeah. Now there are two things, you guys. First is that you can go ahead and blend this in with a stippling brush. But I personally like to use my beauty blender again. So I'm gonna blend this. And again, you just want to pat, you guys, not rub, because then it's gonna take away the reason for your bronzing. When you pat, it's gonna leave in the bronze, but not like leave in the marks, which is what we don't want. Like I said, I'm gonna take the gray and the brown, dust it a little, and apply on my cheekbones. And also, do not ever leave the line like that. First, and then blend it upwards, not downwards, upwards. This is gonna help you maintain the contour line, but yet so yeah, sometimes what happens is, okay, let's imagine, for instance, your contour line is not sharp. So what you can do is use your powder, any powder. I'm gonna be using the yellow shade to basically draw it below the contour line. So take any brush, I'd suggest just use your beauty blender and just dip it like that and draw it below your contour line. So what's that gonna do is basically gonna really give you the highlighted and sharp contour. So this step is basically key if you really want the sharp ass contour. This is how you do it. Now we're gonna move on to highlighting. I'm gonna be using the Urban Decay's Naked Skin Concealer. I'm in the shade medium neutral, and Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 20. Now this is a slightly bit darker, so I use this for concealing because it's really good for concealing. And I want to blend it now. I'm gonna add in the Maybelline Fit Me 20 shade because this is basically too light, so it acts as a highlighter. And you can totally skip this step if you don't have dark circles or uneven skin tone, but I totally do, so I always use it. This might be too much for some of you, but you can totally switch the concealing part or just use a lighter concealer by itself, or just use a concealer, any concealer you want to. But this is how I do it. And again, gently pat, look up, so there are no crease lines. and I bring it on top of my eyelid because it just acts like a base for my eyeshadow and cancels out any discoloration as well. Now we're gonna go in and set all the cream. For my under eyes and everywhere else, I'm using the Ben Nye Banana Powder. You probably heard me use this in every video. And I'm gonna bake because the eyeshadow I'll be using is gonna be pretty strong. So in case I have fallout, it's gonna drop in onto my powder. It's not gonna touch my makeup. I can just dust it off with the beauty blender. For highlighting and contouring now, going back to my KatVonD Shade Light palette, I'm gonna use the yellow shade under my eyes. And then I'm gonna bronze my face using the middle shade in the middle. Middle shade in the middle, okay. And my Morphe bronzing brush. Bronzing will really help you to bring in all the colors together. To blush, and like always using my Morphe brushes, and I'm going to be using this pinkish mauve color. And then we're gonna go in with highlighter, and I'm just gonna keep it subtle. I'm using my Flamour eyeshadow palette actually. I'm gonna mix in this bronze and golden shade together. Hey guys, so for my lips, I'm using MAC's Whirl Lip Liner, and then I'm going in with my Galactic Lip Paint in the color Posh. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and if you guys enjoyed this video, do subscribe to my channel, share this video, and give it a big thumbs up. Until then, see you next time.